The fact of the matter is, whether you've been in network marketing for years or just a few days, your family and friends have seen your opportunity and your phone is, as we call it, burnt. If you're anything like me, that's a scary thought. So the big question is, how do entrepreneurs like us, who love the network marketing profession, who no longer want to be that guy, and are tired of convincing people during uncomfortable let's get coffee meetings where they say, what's this all about? How do we market in a way that aligns us with our dream clients and expands our network of upfront and transparent professionals, allowing us to get our time back, our families back, and gain a real passive asset? People like us who value impact over income, we deserve to see our visions once and for all. Join me in this podcast where we'll uncover just how to do that. My name is Eric Sablon. Welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. Hey guys, welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. This is Eric Sablon, and I'm super excited today. I have a powerful guest. I have an author. He's been in the industry of network marketing for a long time. He's actually been in the entrepreneurship industry for over 20 years. I actually got to work with him one time way back in my network marketing infancy, and he took over the stage at one of the events. He created something like a script that basically dialed in this magical box that you could get. I mean, think about that magical box. And he did this like try before you buy offer. Now, I know that happens a lot now, but it was very, very new to the game back then. So guys, he's a six-figure earner. He's been in the industry for a long time. He's going to drop a lot of nuggets on the things that he's done. He wrote the book, Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. Please welcome Pat Petrini to the show. Pat, welcome to the show.
Eric, I am so excited to be here, man. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I'm super excited for you to be on here. I mean, this is one of the dreams you're one of my, I like to say, my guys that I was like, maybe he'll jump on the show and maybe he won't. But when you said yes, I was like, awesome, perfect.
Oh, of course, man. Glad to be here. Absolutely. And this is my outdoor studio here that I'm coming to you from. So, but I couldn't be happier to be on, man. I'd be excited to hang out with you for a few minutes and chat about some fun stuff.
Awesome. I'm super excited. So, Pat, I like to always talk to you about, a little bit about your backstory and, where you came from before network marketing and what you were doing and a little bit about your family, just so the audience connects to who you are.
Yeah. So, kind of where I came from in originally it was direct sales. So I was right out of high school, I was recruited into a company called Cutco Cutlery, or Vector Marketing, and which is selling knives, going to people's houses, doing a demonstration, selling really good knives to people. And that was not really network marketing, but it was in the direct sales world. You weren't like building a team, you were just selling. And I did that for 4 years, and then I was introduced to the network marketing space and was really intrigued by the whole by the residual income, because what I was doing I loved everything that I was doing with Cutco Cutlery, but there was no residual income. The knives last forever. That was the whole selling point. Nobody has to buy them again. And so I was 22 when I got introduced to network marketing, and then I was with that company for 8 to 9 years, something like that, before selling our position and going into then we went into real estate. Just went in a totally different direction. Went into real estate, like flipping houses and buying rentals and that sort of thing in the Phoenix area. And then wrote a book in the network marketing space. Have been with a couple of companies over the last number of years. Helped a couple companies launch and done some things there. So that's kind of like some of my background in the network marketing world. I love the space. I'm definitely like an advocate for network marketing done right, and everybody kind of has their version of what that means. But I think it's just it's one of the most incredible business models out there when it's done right. And then family-wise, I've got a beautiful wife, an amazing wife. We've got 2 little boys, 3.5-year-old and 9-month-old. And currently we're in We're just at the southern tip of the Sequoia National Forest right now. We were living in Phoenix, and until July. We sold our house, bought a travel trailer, and we're just going on a little family adventure, just traveling around. So hence the outdoor studio here at the moment. Is there was no coffee shop. There's like, we're in this tiny little town. There's no coffee shop that's open. There's no hotel where I could go camp out in their lobby or anything like that. So, but we're having a blast. It's been a good time.
That's awesome. So like the network marketing space and then the retail side, I mean, and the real estate side is really giving you the freedom to kind of do what you want. I mean, the kids are under 5, so they're not in school. It's perfect time for you to go out and kind of do what you're doing right now. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And it's like, it's the choice of when I first was introduced to network marketing, I got a taste of what, what geographic freedom really feels like, being able to work from anywhere if you got your phone or your laptop, and basically once I got exposed to that, I was committed to never going back. I never wanted to do anything that required me to be in one spot, and so that's kind of what I've stuck to since then.
Yeah, and you've been on stages all over the place. Like you said, you wrote the book. So I know you're in network marketing now, and we usually don't talk about what companies we're with, but what business are you in right now? And what's the goal of your dream client? Or what does your dream client look like?
Yeah. So yeah, I was out of the network marketing space for a while, for a number of years. And then really, as my wife and I were when we were deciding that we wanted to take our family on the road like this, I started kind of looking for a network marketing company. And so there were a couple that a handful that I was really looking closely at, and then officially, decided to commit to one a few months back, and that was iBoomerang. After doing a lot of due diligence and for a number of months and going to different events and looking at some different companies and everything, and I'm just super impressed with a lot of mostly with the team that has put the whole company together. That's been the number one thing that grabbed me, but and we can certainly talk more about that. But so that's the company that I'm promoting, and the as far as like my ideal client is not really different than what any of us in the industry are looking for, right? It's somebody that's hungry that wants to do something big and is really and is willing to put in the work. Everybody wants to do something big, but then it's really put into the work and being willing to treat it like a business and put in some consistent effort. That's certainly the ideal candidate that we're all looking for, right, in the network marketing space.
Totally.
It doesn't have to be somebody with any particular background, any particular education, any particular experience. If people are just eager to go after it and put in the effort and learn, then that's all it takes to succeed massively. And if you're with the right company at the right time, then you can just succeed massively in this industry.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed is like if when I'm always looking for somebody that's really looking, number one, looking, so I don't have to talk about, is this a pyramid scheme and all that stuff. Like that person, they already believe in the industry, but then also someone that's willing to go out there and really work and put some effort behind it, because like I listened to Myron Goldman just the other day, and he said all work works. He said if it's not working the way you want it to, it's working on you, and if it's working, then it's working for you. So it's either working on you or for you. So like you said, we're always looking for those people that are willing to work and willing to learn. And that's, I went to an event a long time ago that said, you can weigh your ego or your bank account and see which one wants to be bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So, this is a marketing podcast. So I really like to talk a little bit about what tips would you give about publishing? When I say publishing, I mean like being on Facebook, or like lives, or podcasts, or any sort of publishing, blogs, or whatever you choose to do. How do you feel publishing has helped you in your business grow?
Yeah. Well, so I think, I mean, it's one is just in general, as far as like the frequency, as of course, everybody, one of the things that's so powerful about social media and today is that anybody has the ability to become an authority in any space that they want to, if you just start being that authority, just start putting out content in that space. And if you just are consistently putting out content that is of value in that space, like if you're like in a health and nutrition business, anybody can become a health and nutrition authority by just simply starting to put out good content in that space. And the people around you that are connected to you, one, will start to share your content. If it's good, those people will start to share it. And then you'll get more and more eyeballs coming towards you, so you'll grow your audience, but you'll just naturally become an authority. So when they get to that point where they have that question, they'll look to you. And that, obviously in whatever business you might be in, the long tail of content creation will come back to you in terms of customers and volume growth and all that sort of thing. So I think that's one of the main things that's just super powerful about publishing today. And that's certainly how, certainly for how it's helped me is, I would say just exactly that, is that, I've been able to grow an audience online, primarily just being out there in front of people, and on all the, choose your channels, because it may not be, you may not be able to be everywhere all at once, but select, a few places that you want to focus on and grow those first, and then kind of start expanding from there.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the things that I just did a course not too long ago, and it talked about how to repurpose your content. And I found that that's been a really, really good way to be able to be a lot more places. I mean, you can
Sure.
you can be on Instagram, you can be on YouTube, and it can be the same exact content, just in a different format. So, there's different formats that you can choose, but repurposing content is fantastic. And it's one way you're everywhere.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's super powerful once you can get your system down for doing that. Is that you create one piece of content, and then you've got kind of a system for how you're going to repurpose it for this channel, that channel, that channel. And then, yeah, once you really get that system down, then you can really kind of be everywhere at once without actually creating new content pieces for everything. Absolutely.
But like you said, start first, like find the space that you want to be in and start, and just be consistent.
Yeah, well, kind of like, I forget who you had said it, whatever works, right? And similarly is just start, don't worry about doing it right. Just start doing something, and learn and grow and just keep going.
That's what that's my motto this year was, done is the new perfect.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. Mm-hmm.
So you've been in the entrepreneur space for about 19 years. What would be the one thing that you have told yourself 19 years ago that would increase the speed of your business?
That would have increased the speed of my business. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what it would be. It would be who, not how. So who, not how. That's a tip that myself and a couple of partners have been trying to make like a mantra of ours. We have a business in the CBD space, and so that's been a big thing that we've been trying to focus on, is not try to figure out, when you run into something that you need done, not trying to figure out how to do it, but because somebody else already knows how to do it. There's somebody out there that's already jumped over this hurdle, has already figured this whole thing out. And so it's just like, who has already figured this out, and how do we find that person? And then just as a formula for just shortcutting everything, is just find out who already has those answers instead of trying to figure out how to do it yourself.
Yeah, that was, so I did the One Funnel Away challenge a while back, and like the third episode, it was find the who, not the how. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in that, because he would say, this is your vision, and then you'd get the vision, but then you'd be like, well, I want to study how to do Facebook ads, and I want to study how to do this. and all of a sudden you're down here in this puddle of getting nothing done towards your vision because now you're trying to be a Facebook ad specialist.
Yes, totally. So true. So true. And I've spent a lot of time learning so many different things. And there's value in learning all that stuff, but it also a lot more could have happened a lot more quickly if I was instead putting together a team of people that could do all those things instead of me learning how to do all those things myself.
Yeah, that the teams are huge. Find the
Yeah.
who, not the how. Like that's if there's a nugget that you'd pull from this podcast so far, it'd be definitely find the who, not the how. So I'm going to go into the next question, a real simple one, but I really want to focus on your book that you wrote a while back called The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. And the reason why I want to focus on that is because that actually changed my whole, literally, when you sent it to me in a PDF, when you said, hey, do me a favor, just check it out and listen to it. I listened to the whole book. I applied it because you can apply stuff right away. And the people that were in the book, the people that you interviewed are phenomenal network marketers. But how did you get that dialed in? What were like 2 or 3 steps? Because everyone aspires to write a book, but what were your 2 or 3 steps that really got you going on that?
Yeah, totally. So first off, I appreciate the kind words about the book. It's been really, really amazing it's always amazing to hear the feedback from people that have gotten a lot of value from it. And it really was a fun project. And I actually had never planned on writing a book until that opportunity presented itself. And so then when I sat down to do it, so as far as like to answer your question, like some tips. So these are the best tips that I have for anybody that wants to write a book. I did the whole thing for months where you sit down to a blank screen and you just stare at this blank screen, and words just didn't appear on the page. And so I did that for a little while and didn't make a lot of progress with that. And then I read a book called Publish to Profit by Mike Koenigs. And in that book, he laid out a kind of his method for shortcutting the process. And so what that essentially was to create first your outline of your book, and then to dictate the book and transcribe that dictation into and then voila, you have a first draft. And I did exactly that, and it took me about an hour to sit down and do a detailed outline. I had kind of like the concepts that I wanted to hit, but it took me an hour to just here's everything that I want to cover in the book, and then kind of put it in order. Here's kind of a rough order of how I think it might go. And then I just went on a walk. I went on a walk for like 4 hours. I just had my phone with a voice memo on recording, and I just recorded with my outline in my hands. I was just walking around the streets of Chicago, just dictating. And after about 4 hours later, I had recorded all the sections, and then I had those all transcribed, and then that became the first draft. Now there was still lots of revising and lots of things got reordered, and there was plenty of editing, whatever. But suddenly, like within a few hours of work, I had actually a working first draft, something that we could start like playing with and molding and everything. Whereas before, trying to just like start from the beginning and start writing was just not. So that's what I would suggest. And I know a lot of writers that have used that kind of a process. That's certainly what worked for me.
Wow, that's great because again, what we just talked about content, you could repurpose that content because you had audio.
Oh yeah,
you could repurpose
absolutely.
it, anywhere. And see, guys, there's so many ways that you can create content. You can be publishing, and you can be doing, a lot of these things. Russell Brunson wrote a book, basically transcribed all of his podcasts, and it's called like the Marketing Secrets Black Book. And he basically took 500 episodes of his podcast and put it into a book, and he gives it away for free.
Yep.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. He repurposed that. It cost him some money to get it transcribed, and same thing. But transcription right now, you can go to rev.com and a computer's doing it, but it's close enough. I mean, it's close enough. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a huge nugget. So guys, I'm actually going to put the link inside the show notes so you could get Pat's book. I'm telling you right now, Pat's book will change the way that you look at the morning, and it will become a miracle. And the stories behind all of the interviews that he has in there are fantastic, because what I loved about what he did was he took the process that he was going through, and then somebody that he interviewed basically told a story about how the process worked for him. I mean, it's an amazing way to do a book. So guys, get it. I'm telling you right now, it's good money well spent. So
thanks, Eric. And yeah, there was a lot of there were a lot of top leaders in the industry that came together and were willing to donate some time and some thinking into their sections of that book, and man, it was just a massive contribution that all the people that came together for that. So, and all those for anybody that wants those interviews, they're all available for free. All these interviews with all these top earners, you can just go to YouTube and just search The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. You can find all those interviews with different top earners and their morning routines, their daily routines, the different routines that that they feel have played a huge role in getting them to where they are.
Awesome. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put a couple of those episodes on your Burnful marketing page. That I always create a Burnful marketing page that people can drop into and they can listen.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll put that on there for you. So where can the audience find you right now? I mean, you're an author, and then we're going to link them to that, but where can the audience find? It got dark super fast there.
I know. I totally lost. I lost daylight super fast. We're just straight dark here. But yeah, so really, you can go to Facebook, honestly, right now, or patpetrini.com. I have it down right now because I'm redoing it, and it just forwards to my Facebook page at the moment. So anybody, if you want to connect with me there, you can, Facebook, or else email address patpetrini@gmail.com. Easy to find me. I'm an easy person to chat with if you want to.
So what I'll do, guys, again, I always put his information in the show notes. There'll be a link inside the show notes for you guys if you want to reach out to him for any question. He's a wealth of knowledge. So I like to ask this question all the time, because a lot of listeners, they'll look at us and they'll say, well, that person's doing a podcast, and that person wrote a book, and that person did this, and he's so far away. I like to say, tell people that, at the bodybuilding show, the guy at the bodybuilding show did a lot of work before. You can't compare yourself to him at the bodybuilding show, because you don't know what he did and what he went through for the last 8 months, 10 months last year. So I like to ask this question because it really peels the onion back. In your business today, what's the one thing that keeps you up at night, good, bad, or both?
I would say in business right now, what keeps me up at night, good, bad, or both, and it probably is both, is it's fear. I guess it just comes down to fear of loss, and that's why I say good, bad, and both, because it's like what keeps me up is the timing of where everything is right now, and taking advantage of timing. When you feel like you're in the right spot at the right time with whatever opportunity you might be a part of or whatever business you might be doing, it's just go for it, go all in, and because when you're in those, there's always entrepreneurship. Always is a up and down. It's always a roller coaster, right? And so there's going to be summers, there's going to be winters, there's going to be Jim Rohn always talks about the seasons, and and so when you find yourself in the right time, the right place, then it's just time to go for it. Sometimes it's good to throw balance out the window and just go all in.
Right.
And so that's what I would say keeps me up at night, is trying to make sure that taking full advantage of the current opportunity in front of us.
Okay, cool. No, that's a good one. That's one of those ones where a lot of people don't really they don't really look at it. And guys, well, mañana, I can do it tomorrow. It's like, seize the moment now is a big deal. It's a big thing. And I think that you hit the nail right on the head. So, so guys, always, like, I always give away something at the end of the outro. So make sure you stay to the whole end of the outro. There's going to be a link in the show notes so you can link to Pat's book. And also you can actually link to the page that I always make for him. And it's going to have a couple of those interviews there for you so you can catch them for free. Our goal is to give you some free value every single time you listen. So we'll link those in there for you. The last thing that I'd like to say is, is there anything, Pat, that you'd say, like, to the audience? Like, what's the mic drop thing that you always say when you're leaving the stage, or the one nugget that Pat Petrini always leaves with you?
I love it. What's a good mic drop? A good mic drop. Well, I would say that, here's one thing that this is just kind of a personal affirmation I sense that I would say that I've been working on that I'll just go ahead and share is remembering that everything we're doing, I think the more that we can get out of our own way, and what I mean by that is if we can get the excuses and the complaining and the not taking full responsibility, the more that we can just start taking 100% responsibility for every move that we're making, then that's when we start moving more towards being in flow state and feeling our best selves, and when we're taking full ownership of everything that's going on. And that's what I would just, that's kind of just something that my wife and I are constantly trying to remind ourselves of and remind each other of. And that's what my partners and I are constantly trying to remind ourselves of. And so that's what I would offer is remember that there's nothing at any moment that you're doing that you don't want to be doing. Every single thing that we're always doing is our choice. And the lie is when you try to say that it's, I don't want to actually be doing this right now. I don't want to be going to work right now. I don't want to be doing this thing. That's the lie that we tell ourselves to not take full responsibility for what's going on. The closer we can get to taking 100% responsibility, the easier that everything starts to get, and the clearer the path illuminates in front of us. So there you go. That's what I'm working on.
Mic drop. Definitely mic drop. All right, Pat, thank you for your time. I appreciate you jumping on the interview, guy. I appreciate you jumping on the interview. And, I'm super excited. We'll post this soon, probably mid-December. This should launch, but, it's going to come out. And I'll definitely do a teaser so that way we can get that a couple of those videos that they had, because they're super powerful. I'll just borrow them from your YouTube page, but link them into there. So, guys, remember, listen to the whole outro, and we are going to put all of the information in there for you guys. I'm going to give you a lot of the videos for free, so I'll drop those in the link. And then also use the link to grab Pat's book. I'm telling you right now, this is not, okay, here it is. This is the pitch. I am telling you to buy the book because the book is awesome. The book changed my life. The book changed the way that I wake up in the morning. I guzzle water and brush my teeth every single morning. And when you read the book, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But you got to get the book. You got to get the book. And then, like I said, listen to the full outro. I'll be giving away, like always, I'll be giving away the free Network Marketing Summit. Just go to the link in the back, and we'll just listen to the whole outro. And guys, I'll see you guys on the next edition of Burn Phone Marketing Radio. Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to rate and subscribe. I know it's hard to find people to pitch or talk to when your warm market dries up. So what do? When I first got started, I took off like most of you did. Then you started to get that feeling of being that guy. Me too. So to help you from hitting that brick wall, I've created a summit with the top 10 network marketing professionals. For you, 100% complimentary. Yes, it's free. I want to start off by building an amazing relationship with you. So no matter if you've been in the industry for years or you just got started, this summit is for you. So go to www.burnphonemarketing.com and get your complimentary network marketing summit. Again, that's BURNTPHONE marketing.com and get access to this phenomenal summit. There you are going to find 3 keys to building a solid network marketing business. Number 1, belief. Number 2, strategy. And number 3, action. So to get access, go to www.burnphonemarketing.com and get your complimentary network marketing summit. Again, that's burnphonemarketing.com.